Hey everybody, today we've got the final prediction for the US House. There's really no great way to do this, so we're going to use the list here on 270 to win. This has the competitive races. And like with the general theme of this election, it's a pure toss-up. I think if Trump wins the White House, then it's going to be much more likely the GOP controls the House. Or if Harris wins it, then I think the Dems are probably also going to control the House. So there are way too many races here to follow in depth, but I tried to take a look at the generic congressional ballot. Right now, as of the time I'm making the video, Real Clear Politics have the Republicans with a small advantage. At 538, it's the Democrats with an even smaller advantage. I try to take a look at some individual polling, some primary numbers, some of the trends, but for the most part, there's just a lot of guesswork on the exact kind of turnout we're going to see in this election and how that's going to translate into the House. I'm sure at least 5, maybe 10 of these are going to be wrong, and after the fact, it'll make a lot more sense. But I don't want to spend way too much time trying to overanalyze each race. And you got to have a couple of bold calls in here somewhere. So let's go through these competitive races one by one. We're going to try to go quick. So in Alaska at large, this is a fascinating seat. We've got ranked choice voting. Democrats were able to flip it last time. It's going to be Mary Peltola against Nick Begich III. You can see Trump won the state last time by 10%, but in the House, it voted 10 points for Peltola. That's a gigantic swing. I think it is up for grabs with the heavy turnout. Begich could pick it up, but I'm going to say Peltola is going to hold on. It's going to be close, but she's going to get it. The ratings here I don't think are important, so we're just going to color it blue. In Alabama's second, that's going to be a pickup for the Democrats. So let's move on to Arizona. We've got the first district with Schweikert. It's suburban, and it's probably going to be a problem for Trump. Last time already Biden won it by 1.5. It's not an easy call. I can see Schweikert narrowly hanging on. But this one we're going to say it flips, and it's picked up here by Amish Shah. In the 6th district, Juan Ciscomani. We're going to say he holds on to that one. Now in California, we've got a lot of rematches here. And you can see Biden won several of these by 10 points. So in the 13th, with Duarte and Gray, obviously it's close, but I'm going to say this one narrowly flips, and Gray picks it up. Valadeo in the 22nd. In that rematch, we're going to say that he does defeat Rudy Salas. In the 27th, in that northern LA County district with Mike Garcia, he's finally facing somebody other than Christy Smith. I'm going to say he gets enough crossover vote and he's able to hold on. And the rematch in the 41st, we're going to say that longtime Congressman Ken Calvert is able to hold on one more time. In the 45th, I'm going to say Michelle Steele is able to defeat Derek Tran. And in the 47th, with Katie Porter, that one was much more narrow last time than I would have expected. There's a chance here Republicans could flip it, but I'm going to say that the Democrat David Min is going to win it. Now, part of the reason I think Republicans are going to be able to hold on to several of these seats are going to be some of the primary numbers and also the numbers in 2022. I think that there's enough vote there that they're going to be able to hang on, but there's no guarantee. Next in Colorado's 3rd, Lauren Boebert is running in the 4th. So in the 3rd district, that one should be held by Jeff Hurd, the Republican. In the 8th district, we've got freshman Yadira Caraveo. Last time, she only won with about 48.5% of the vote. In that one, there was a Libertarian candidate on the ballot. This time, it's just going to be a two-way race. So I think Caraveo has the advantage of being the incumbent. Plus, Biden won the district. So I could see her holding on by a couple of points. But I'm going to make a bold call here and say that Gabe Evans is actually going to take down Caraveo. But let's move on to Connecticut's 5th. Johanna Hayes and George Logan. It's another rematch. Hayes has been durable. I'm going to say she holds on. In Florida's 13th, I'm going to say Luna holds on to that one. And I was 1st in the 3rd. These are both technically competitive. I was shocked when Marionette Miller Meeks won very, very narrowly in 2020. So in that rematch, by now, I'm going to say that she's durable enough to be able to hold on. In the 3rd, I think it's a wild card. Zach Nunn, I think, should be able to hold on very slightly, but I could see him going down. Louisiana 6 is going to be a flip for the Democrats. And we've got a good one here in Maine's 2nd. This is Jared Golden, the Blue Dog Democrat. There's going to be a lot of crossover vote for him and Trump at the top of the ticket. Can Trump pull Austin Terrio over the line? I'm going to say that Golden is durable enough and he has enough crossover appeal that Golden is going to hold on. It's probably going to be narrow, but I'm going to say he keeps it. In Michigan's 7th, we've got a couple of open seats. In the 7th, Tom Barrett ran last time. He lost to Slotkin. This time, I'm going to say that he's able to narrowly flip it. In the 8th, Paul Young also ran last time. I'm going to say that he's going to lose to McDonald Rivet. Democrats going to hold the 8th. In the 10th, it was a nail-biter last time for James. And it's another rematch. I would not be stunned if somehow James went down, but I'm going to say he holds on to this. In Montana's 1st, Zinke, I think, was in his most danger last time. This time, in yet another rematch, I'm going to say Zinke is able to hang on. In North Carolina's 1st, in that possibly red-trending northeastern part of the state, I think Don Davis is going to hold on. Then we've got some pickups here for the Republicans due to the redistricting. And then we've got Nebraska's 2nd. Don Bacon has been durable, even though the Trump brand is not at all what they're looking for here. The polling actually does not look great here for Bacon. I could see him hanging on, but I'm going to actually say that he goes down and Vargas is able to have a pickup here. In the 7th, Keene, we're going to say he holds on in the 7th. In New Mexico's 2nd, that's going to be a hold for the Dems. Then we've got a bunch here in New York. There were some changes to the redistricting map since the last election. So that is going to help help out the Dems here. You can see that Biden last time won every one of these districts. So in the 4th, we're going to say D'Esposito goes down to Laura Gillen in that rematch. In the 17th, I think this one is extremely close, but I'm going to say that Lawler is going to go down to former Congressman Mondaire Jones. In the 18th, that's going to be a hold there for Pat Ryan. In the 19th, it's another rematch and another nail-biter. I'm going to say that Molinaro is able to cling to another win here. But in the 22nd, I don't think it's going to be favorable here for Brandon Williams. We're going to say John Mannion takes him down, and that's another flip and a pickup for the Dems. In Ohio, in the 9th, I think once Marcy Kaptur retires, then the GOP could flip this seat. There's an outside chance they flip it this time, but she's been in there forever. They know her, they trust her. Even though it voted for Trump at the top of the ticket, I'm going to still say that Kaptur is able to win again. In Ohio's 13th, this is a close one, but we're going to say Amelia Sykes is able to win it. In Oregon's 5th, this is one of the 2 seats Republicans have in this state, and I could see it go either way. It's pretty much a coin flip, and I ended up settling on Chavez DeRemer holding on here. In Pennsylvania in the 7th, Susan Wild, I think she's going to hold on there. In the 8th, Matt Cartwright seems to hang on every time, but that district has moved away from him. I know people have predicted him going down in the past, so it's a tough call, another coin flip. I'm going to say that Cartwright is actually going to narrowly go down here. In the 10th, this is another very close one. I can see Scott Perry taking a loss here, but he did win by more than a couple of points last time, so he does have some room to spare. Plus, Trump won the district last time. So even if the margin narrows, I'm going to say that Scott Perry is able to hold on here, but if he ends up losing, I don't think I'm going to be stunned. 17th, that's easy. DeLuzio is going to win. Texas is 34th. I think Gonzalez is going to hold on. In Virginia's 2nd, that's another close one, but we're going to say that Kiggins is able to hang on. In Virginia's 7th, that's an open seat. I think this district favors the Dems. That's going to be Vindman. He's going to win this seat. In Washington's 3rd, we got a rematch here between Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez and Joe Kent. Kent lost in a surprise last time. He's viewed as too controversial, but I don't think Gluesenkamp-Perez is a super strong candidate either. With the Trump turnout at the top of the ticket and the lead of the district, it's a super close call, but I'm going to say that Kent is able to squeak out a win here. Finally, in Wisconsin's 3rd, another one that Democrats do have a chance to flip, so maybe Van Orden goes down narrowly, but I'm going to say that it's more likely he holds on. So that's every seat. You can absolutely make a bunch of changes, and with every kind of list like this, somebody's going to say there's no chance this person is going to win, there's no chance they're going to lose. Yeah, I get it. Everybody's got their own takes, so I'm wide open on 10, probably 15 of these seats. So if you have a lot of confidence that it's not up for grabs, that I would disagree with. But in the end, that results in a 220 seats for the Republicans, 215 for the Dems. So it looks like that is a 3-seat majority for the GOP. There's 20 seats for each side that I think could potentially go either way. So if Trump wins and there's some kind of a red wave, then we could be looking at a 15 or 20 seat Republican majority. If Harris wins or there's some kind of a blue wave, it's going to be the same thing on the other side. So I think we're all expecting a close race in the House. And unless the Democrats open up a 1 to 1.5 point lead in the generic congressional ballot, then I'm going to say that Republicans are slightly more likely to hold the House. But there's bound to be some surprises. There is every time. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 seats that are not really on anybody's radar that end up flipping. Then there's going to be a few more that are extremely narrow that nobody saw coming. It's just unclear what we're actually going to get on Election Day. So if you've got the Dems flipping it by a couple of seats, I don't think we're too far off. Maybe you've got the GOP picking up a couple more. Again, we're going to be in the same ballpark. So eventually you've got to come up with something, and this is the map that I settled on for right now. So let me know in the comments, are you close to this projection, or are you in a completely different direction? Which seats do you think are the most likely to flip? What are some of your bold calls? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.